Oh, something's up. Oh, we got stuff flying everywhere. Oh, Jesus. Well, that was a start. I don't know what happened there. Oh, what is going on? Took away my other thing, too? Yeah, I am having all sorts of technical issues. Like, my game is playing here. Yeah, my stuff was over here. Streamlabs is up here now. Now I'm missing my background. I don't know what happened. Kind of weird, but anyway, we'll just get into it. So what I want to do is cover that Tyler Oliveira. I'm gonna get his last name right. Yeah, I love this guy. I've been following him for, I don't know, maybe like a year or so. He has great stuff. I don't know how long he's been doing it, but yeah, he got nuked, basically canceled. So, and it's the main source is Patreon, from what I understand. But he's on this guy Sam Hyde show. I've heard of Sam Hyde. I don't really know who he is. I know some people hate him. I honestly don't even know what side of the aisle he's on. I'm assuming with as much hate he's getting is probably right wing. And by looking at his profile picture, it kind of looks like it doesn't look like something a left winger would have, if I would say that. If it was a left winger, it'd be like the Colbert type, or But all right, let's get into it. What's he wearing?
Got into a little bit of a tizzy, you might call it. He's a tizzy-centric gentleman. He's always getting into tizzies here and there. This time with the Jews. Now, this interview, for context, was filmed several weeks ago, so that topic doesn't come up. If you want to support Tyler, make sure you go to tylerraw.com. That's tylerraw.com? Is that the website? tylerraw.com. That's a domain right there. Tyler Raw. So yeah, anyway, we had a good interview, but it was a few weeks ago when Indians were more sort of the flavor of the week. But if you want to support Tyler, go to tylerraw.com.
Powered by diesel fumes and personal vendettas, streaming from the back of a surveillance ice cream truck, you are tuned to the Sam Hyde Show. Prepare yourself for a roommate dispute that required NATO intervention, the 7-Eleven cashier who knows your middle name, and a prayer circle interrupted by interdimensional flurries. And now, your host, the only civilian to be flagged as strategically unpredictable,
Sense the vibes.
Sam Hyde.
Vibes will be good.
No, they're not.
Why not?
So I'm in a bad mood. I'm just introspective today.
Really?
A little bit, yeah.
I think you've had a pretty impressive, prolific, 2-decade-long career fighting against censorship, deplatforming. I'm impressed.
That was very nice of you.
You have a very riddled, colored history. It's tough to keep track of all the lore, but
A very nice guy.
I'm surprised you're on YouTube right now. It's impressive, yeah.
Don't compliment me. I'm not built for that. Guys, welcome back to the Sam Hyde Show.
What is he, like a gonzo journalist? What is this?
We got our tart green apples. Don't worry, we're going to edit this part out. We're going to make this... By the time the editors are done with this, the show is going to be flying, all right? Hold on a second.
We're starting with the apple.
What do you think, Luke? We're here? Guys, we're here with Tyler Oliveira. Did I pronounce that right?
That's right. Thanks for having me, man.
Oliveira.
He's a young
I've struggled
documentary
with that.
filmmaker. He's making waves currently. There's a green apple in my mouth. It sounds like the guy's got a green apple in his mouth. Guys, we're here with Tyler Oliveira. He's on Twitter right now. He's blowing up. Tell us about this India trip. What's going on?
Well, let's start from the beginning. So, about a year ago, I saw a video on Twitter. It's a pretty infamous low-res video of a bunch of Indians throwing these spheres of poop in the air, flying, almost like a war scene. We saw this, we looked up India Poop Throwing Festival. What is this? Basically trying to figure out what it was. Every year in this remote village in South India, they have this celebration called Goraba, where over the course of 6 months, they collect cow poop, store it in the village in various mounds, little mountains of cow poop. At the end of Diwali, they have this cow poop ready to be used as ammunition for this sort of war scenario.
It's like a food fight.
Exactly.
It's
Ammunition.
play. It's
playful.
primal play.
It is.
The way our ancestors used to play.
Primal
Exactly.
play. Yep.
And
That's the
they're
best
like
way to put
planning
it.
the whole year around this celebration almost. So there's this god, Bireshwara Swami.
I'm familiar.
I'm butchering this. But he is a manifestation of Shiva, the god of destruction and regeneration. Stay with me. This god was born from cow dung, cow poop, as the legends say. So he was born from this pile of cow poop.
The shit demon.
And they worship this god. And in
Like,
order to recreate his birthing ritual, apparently,
Oh, man,
they have
kinda
all
like-
this poop stored and ready to smear themselves.
You remember from like Dogma? Dogma had the shit demon, and it was like it was a joke. But is this where they got it from?
In it and throw it at each other at the end of the year, basically, or at the end of Diwali, after Diwali.
They're saving all the shit from the cows.
Stockpiling, literally.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's so
Big shit
that's so
fight.
rough.
Correct.
Okay.
So we didn't know if this was
Oh,
even
my
happening
bad.
this year. We booked the flights like 8 months in advance.
That's my script for my
We
next
flew
season.
in there with my translator, Vivek.
Nice
Very
guy.
common name. Yeah. Great guy.
Little sneak
Yeah.
peek at
And
that.
he linked us
didn't
up
ya?
with another guy named Simon. Simon speaks the dialect local to this area. The tongue is called Kannada. Not the country,
That's funny.
but the dialect
Kannada.
is called Kannada, ironically, right? So we have Simon and Vivek. We go into this village. Apparently Simon's from this village. He's celebrated the festival. It's happening this year. We confirm it the day before. We come back the next day. I put on a hazmat suit and some goggles. I go out there with the intention of basically filming from the outside.
You didn't film from the outside.
No,
No,
we
you
got
No, he was right in the middle
it
of
was
it.
deep. Yeah, it was. We were in it.
You were in
By
the-
we, I mean myself.
Right.
It was just me. My cameraman was throwing up in the car.
Oh.
on the drone.
Was he throwing?
He's like shaking.
He was pretty weak stomach.
Yeah.
So I brought him to India 2.5 years earlier, and he was just throwing up left and right. He's a very weak stomach.
You've been to India twice?
Twice now.
What was the first time for?
So the first time we went to the world's largest slum, and then we went to the most polluted city in the world at the time, which was the capital of India, New Delhi. During that trip, I got 4 types of salmonella, and we only ate from 5-star hotels.
Oh my
We
god.
learned that the food
Those
we
are
were eating
fives.
from, which was mostly boiled eggs, the chicken was right next to a mountain of trash. So the supply chain was poisoned.
Oh man.
So we got what you call deli belly,
Deli belly.
deli belly, and my cameraman got really sick, and we called the trip short actually and just went home about 2 weeks. You know that guy?
No.
He's a major shareholder in 7-Eleven, I believe. He has a mansion 30 stories high in the middle of, right next door to one of the largest slums in the world, or largest slum in India. Almost to spit in the face of these poor people. It's kind of sad. His son had a massive wedding. The Kardashians were there. They were paid a bunch of money to make an appearance, from my understanding. So this mega celebrity wedding in India. I think Justin Bieber also went there.
This guy seems cool. Maybe you could get some money out of
Justin
him.
Bieber.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
You should just go move to India, do full time.
I don't think they'll let me back into India, by the way.
Oh, you don't think so?
I believe my visa is officially revoked after this trip.
Okay.
And I haven't tried to find out yet. I'd have to show up and then get turned back.
Oh shit. Okay.
So I haven't done that yet.
Did you get blowback from this project for real, or was that just a marketing thing?
No, that was for real. It was also a marketing thing. A couple days after posting a little teaser,
Oh,
a
what
minute-long
the-
teaser, which is kind of like the climax of the video, just poop
Oh
flying
my
everywhere,
God.
me getting covered in shit. I
Oh my
posted this
God.
little teaser, and then I started getting texts. Like I woke up to texts like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you," like, "I'm gonna rape your sister." Like, I don't even have a sister, by the way. We're gonna
Well, in India, that's
There
like,
it
fuck
is.
her in the pussy.
that's like a common sort of.
What the fuck's going
It's
on?
just a threat.
Yeah, they give you a
You
sister.
don't have to have a sister.
I
Right?
know, I've heard it before.
They give
I'm like,
you a
bro, if I did
sister.
have a sister, you would not touch her. So I woke up literally to a bunch of texts with Indian area codes on WhatsApp, and then my actual phone number. A lot of Indian Americans, too, I think, were coming after me.
Nice.
Yeah, some tribal loyalty, right? We can talk about that in a second. The long and the short is my phone number was leaked. They said I was a poop cleaner. They put out this goofy little visual graphic on like Indian Twitter of call him, text him, harass him, basically. I'll get the occasional text like, "Hey, I want you to fucking kill yourself. I'm gonna fucking kill you." And then like, "Hey man, I love your videos." A public phone number now.
Nice.
My old address, I grew up in my family home. It was ironically sold to Indians. That address got leaked.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so the address leaked by a bunch of Indian hyper-nationalists is a home now owned by Indian
Where did that
Americans.
just
That's
bounce
funny.
off of?
That's some irony to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad's like business got Google review bombed. They took him off Google reviews.
Nice.
So they're coming after the whole family, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, my mom's concerned.
I love Indians. I have no problem with Indians. I never have.
Yeah, that's basically what
Okay.
Yeah, for the record, I kind of want to go back to India one day, so hopefully this doesn't blow up in my face.
Well, the documentary, it didn't seem like you were trying to paint them or portray them in a negative light at all. It just seemed like you were there sort of
He's
showing
shooting
what was
through the
happening.
wall.
How neutral or not neutral are you in your films?
I think we're pretty neutral. I'll sometimes pop off on Twitter here and there, but I try to separate the documentaries a little bit from my personal opinion for the most part. This video was treated with the utmost respect, in my opinion, for what it is, right?
I thought so too.
And here's the thing: these guys were chill. Like,
Yeah.
you can see the smiles on their face. They're hoisting me through the shit. Like, they're really hospitable guys.
They look nice and like they're really happy. I mean, the one thing is that there were like about 2 or 3 women in the whole video.
I was gonna bring that up. You'll notice it's only shirtless men in there.
Right.
So the women have the dishonor of not being able to play in the poop.
But even before the poopy play, like
The
just walking
dishonor.
around the village, there were not any women walking around the village.
They were actually collecting a lot of the shit for the festival.
Oh, okay.
They're doing some of the dirty work without
Ah.
the
They're
pleasure of
behind
being
the
able to
scenes,
participate.
getting their hands dirty, doing.
Yes, the logistics
Yeah,
required to put the show on, if you will. So, I mean, look at those mounds, though. That's the accumulation of 6 months worth of cow poop from only
Every
about...
household is saving their cow shit in their backyard, and then on the day, is it the day of that they get transported in tractors and stuff?
Yeah, day of, a bunch of tractors come in.
How high was the final?
Man, I don't know if it was that high. We're talking maybe... Probably knee deep. I got sucked into once I got in there, but it was pretty wide, like the
That's
whole
a
little
lot.
town center right next to the temple, and they were unloading mounds upon mounds of this poop. So you'll see right there, that's just one pile. That's pretty big. That's like 4 or 5 feet tall. Keep in mind though, there's also like a Junior Olympics for the kids, so the kids have their own little poop fest for themselves.
There's a varsity.
Where they'll be throwing poop at each other. Some of these kids, I feel bad. They
alternate
just look
universe.
saddened by the whole thing. They're just getting shit on, literally just like hit in the back. One kid gets hit, and then all of them just target one of the kids. Okay, that right there is where they clean themselves. It's the Stillwater Pond off the side of the street. I'm gonna let you digest this for a minute here, because there's a lot to break down.
It
But
wasn't a very big
I want
pond.
to digest a lot of this.
fair disclaimer to India, Vivek didn't even know about this event. So he's from North India. He's from New Delhi in the north, big city. Big capital city, most polluted city in the world. He had no clue this existed. So fair disclaimer to all the Indians out there mad at me. I know not all of you knew about this place or this festival in the first place.
Don't kill Tyler.
Please do not kill me. I'm a good guy with an even bigger heart. I really just wanted to immerse myself in the festival.
I remember at the end of the video, you came out barefoot, too. You had no shoes on in the poop pile. That was the most brutal aspect, the most brutal detail.
That was against my will.
They
I
took your
had a
shoes
pair
off?
of disposable shoes I selected for the event, ready to trash them. He said shoes have to come off.
Oh, you need
He said shoes off, man.
You might track in mud.
Yeah, that'd be terrible, right?
How did you get like finally clean before getting on your airplane or whatever?
Yeah, it was pretty depressing, actually. So they had a faucet in the village. I just scrubbed my face red to get all the poop off my actual face and mouth, which was pretty nasty. Yeah, so they fed me water. They gave me water. They were very hospitable in that sense, but I liquefied the shit in my teeth and drank it unknowingly.
Did it taste?
Mike.
I mean, how would you imagine? Shit tastes like how it smells. That's what I would say, right?
We had someone that drank pee.
I listened in on that, yeah.
Don't disrespect John.
No, I watched that episode. He seems like a very interesting guy.
Nice guy.
Yeah, check him out at pptaste.com.
It tastes like how it smells. Keep in mind, though, the cows, you would hope, are only eating grass. But the reality is they're not. While they're worshipped almost like godlike beings, you'll see them oftentimes just eating trash off the side of the street. So, you know the term holy cow. Obviously, it originates from India.
Oh my
This is
God.
obvious for most.
I never made the connection.
Knew
I
that
actually
cows were
never
holy.
did either.
I didn't know that's where
Holy
the term
cow,
originated
Never did.
from.
There you go. So there's this reverence for cows.
Holy
right, in
shit.
India. This is what Vivek was telling me. The best place in the world to be born a cow is India.
Mind
But you
blown.
often see them roving through trash, eating out of trash piles. So I don't think they're properly fed or given proper nutrition or that sort of thing.
They're not reverent enough.
Perhaps not. Where do we want to go with this poop discussion? The rabbit hole goes deep, Sam. I'm going to be honest. The rabbit hole goes really deep.
Does it go deeper? What else is there?
There's demons.
There's a lot of dimensions to this if you want to explore it. Are you ready?
Okay.
All right. Leading up to this festival, first and foremost, I met a guy, a very nice villager, who told me if you consume cow poop in small amounts, it serves as cancer prevention. So he picked up some raw poop off the ground, formed it into a ball, took a little piece, and ate it right then and there.
I think
If
I've
you've
seen a
ever been
video
to
on this.
Baskin Robbins, it's almost like what they give with those small spoons.
He was all out of pink spoons.
Exactly.
I'll take the rocky road, actually. This thing's like shit.
Yeah, I have seen
what
this
you'll
video.
notice is he's unaffected by that amount of poop in his mouth.
He's got a gold bracelet.
And he
There
does
is,
it with a straight face, so
impressive
he
levels of
does.
resilience.
It's
They're
not a
pretty
show.
apathetic to the overall smell in there, and it was bad. I'm pretty nose blind, but damn. I used my cameraman as a litmus test for the strength of his scent. He's super nose sensitive, and he was just throwing up the whole time.
Okay.
They threw a bunch of poop on his back, and he was throwing up. So he was in a yellow hazmat suit. He just danced away, went in the car, threw up, and just commiserated alone. This poop. Do we want to go down the
It
poop
cures
rabbit hole?
cancer.
Yes.
If you eat it.
So
Duh.
Every day.
of course, right?
Duh.
Daily
How do
thing.
they convince
more than just eating
themselves
it.
of
What
this?
else?
So when I say poop, assume it's cow poop for all of this, by the way.
Yeah.
There's cow poop toothpaste, if you look that up.
Is that
During
just
co-
used in the village, or is
What?
that all over India? Where do they use the cow poop toothpaste?
It depends how much of a religious zealot you are, from my understanding. It's not like you'll see everyone brushing their teeth with cow poop toothpaste. It's nothing like that, but it is seen as this sort of sanctifying and purifying substance. As panacea, right? This medicinal cure-all.
Grab a handful, guys.
If you look up gomutra, this is the Sanskrit term for cow urine. It's also used as a sort of cure-all medicinal powerhouse. You drink some of this, you'll cure any internal illnesses you have.
Now that I can actually kind of believe in. Oh, they got it. It comes in a bottle?
Yeah, man, this is industrial.
Fuck. But it comes in like a sport bottle, too. Where's the Gatorade or something?
Sure. There's another substance that's used in holy rituals. It's a combination of curd, milk, cow urine,
This is
and
so
cow poop.
awful.
And this has holy powers, apparently.
We got to rush through this because it's making me sick.
Yeah, this is
really? Your
just
stomach
No,
rancid,
this is
man.
disgusting. What else do they do? Let's bullet point.
Something
Okay,
cool.
so during COVID-19, they were rubbing themselves in cow poop to cure. I mean, when I say they, this is not all of India, once again, but many rural Indians were rubbing themselves in cow poop to cure themselves of COVID-19.
Yep.
Doctors at the time were like, don't do this, because obviously you're not going to cure COVID-19 by rubbing yourselves in cow poop.
Yeah.
But a lot of the rural villagers were doing that.
No, man. No
In
way,
addition
man.
to that, that's just kind of a one-off
Going with
COVID
cow poop.
phenomenon. Fun fact.
Yeah, that was a trend.
Yeah, it's just a trend, like those Tide Pods or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
In addition to that, it's
Yeah.
historically been used as an insulating element inside the homes.
Oh,
so they'll
man.
rub the inside of the walls with the cow poop to insulate the homes and to ward off insects.
Doesn't that attract insects?
Yeah, it would be
This is
flies
real.
and shit.
Don't flies like...
Yeah.
See, that's
what?
I was thinking, right? The only instance I've seen flies just come out of thin air is when they attract themselves to poop, right? But in this case, they're telling me it's insect repellent.
You say poop in a funny way.
Poop. Yeah, poop.
Yeah. Actually, I got starstruck because I watched the documentary and the way he said poop.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
said it in person, I was like, that's the guy.
That's the guy. Yeah. Hopefully this isn't the legacy. Cow dung, not cow poop. Cow dung. Cow
Now you
dung,
can't even
not
say it
cow
right.
Poop.
Poop.
The Indian
Yeah.
nationalists were very upset with me when I used the word poop instead of dung. My argument is they're synonyms. They're interchangeable, which they are for the record.
It's shit, bro.
But anyways, they were coming after me, and then they got community noted. They said cow dung is in fact poop. And that was
Nice.
end of discussion. Boom.
To be fair, dung has a more of an academic smack to it.
This isn't academia. Sam.
India
Well, we're
got
talking
community
about
noted.
someone's culture
Oh
that we
my
should be
god.
respectful of.
So in 2020, the Department of Science and Technology in India
Oh
was
god, this is
lobbying
too
to
funny.
research the medical benefits of cow dung in the medicinal field. You can look this up. However, several doctors signed a petition basically arguing to not pursue this research.
Wait,
and I
here's
think
the headquarters, by the way, of the Science and Technology.
Yo, come on, man. They're doctors and engineers. Slow down.
It's like a Dr. Seuss world. They smear the poop on the walls. They eat the
Dr.
poop.
Seuss, that is a funny way to think about it.
It's bizarre.
Zippity zoop, I'm wiping some poop.
So obviously, not every Indian's doing this, right?
Is that obvious? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
yeah,
You're gonna get me
right.
killed, man. You're gonna turn me into a martyr, brother.
Okay.
I don't know
Well,
if this
no, that's a
balances it
good
out, but I
question though.
asked-
Is it
I mean, that's the-
obvious?
yeah, it's
What,
one of
what
the
are the
headlines.
what are the India like American equivalents? Because this is a small
Okay, sure. We'll
area.
play this game. All right.
Right,
This is a
yeah.
false conflation, but a false equivalency.
Somebody
So-
said Woodstock '94, but that's mud.
Oh, okay. There's two things we got to break down. So, an Indian nationalist that I believe participated in my doxing. Whatever. Cow dung believers will disagree with me on this, but disclaimer for your audience, so you don't get terminated off of YouTube. Do not consume cow poop. And diseases such as, but not limited to, E. coli,
Cholera.
Salmonella, Giardia, Cryptosporidium.
Sounds like a crypto token.
That sounds fun, that one.
Point being, a lot of bacteria in this cow poop. I do not suggest consuming it, but I'm not a doctor. So some of the Indian nationalists were conflating this cow poop throwing festival to Woodstock, in which Woodstock attendees unknowingly rolled around in what they thought was mud. The difference here, though, is these attendees know it is, in fact, cow poop.
Sure.
And they're willingly smearing it on themselves and throwing it at one another.
I hadn't even heard of that
Okay,
story.
So the Indians are trying to make the argument that other cultures engage in similar behavior.
Correct.
Okay.
There's a secondary example, though, you should be aware of.
Okay.
The Wisconsin Cow Chip Throwing Festival. So a cow chip apparently is a super dried up thing of cow dung you'd find on the ground, cow poop. And they have a contest every year in Wisconsin somewhere where they apparently see who can throw it the farthest. So they were trying to create a bit of a false equivalency, in my opinion, between smearing yourself and that's the festival. Like, it's, come on now.
Not enough poop.
Looks like a burger.
And they make like a Rice Krispie treat covered in chocolate.
Yeah, it looks nice. It looks like a coconut. Now, this is a nice poop festival. You can bring your family to one of these.
This is America.
Now, this is the kind of poop that I want to be playing with. This is where I want to go to play with poop.
Exactly.
Everybody's smiling, having a good time.
Those are the cow chips, right? She's chucking it. She's like
They look
shot
like
putting
rocks.
it right there.
Yep.
It's called shit pudding.
Shit pudding?
Shit pudding.
There we go. He's awake.
Just a chip.
What was the first example?
Bag of chips.
Woodstock.
Woodstock.
A stinky
So
black person.
Comparing Indians to a bunch of people on drugs.
Why are you laughing, Ryan?
I'm not.
All right, let's slow down. Not only that, or not even that, rather. They were comparing Woodstock, where a bunch of attendees thought they were derping around in mud.
Yeah, because they were high.
The sewage was leaking from the porta potties, apparently, into this mud.
Oh.
It was raining.
I was
It
wondering, I was
nasty,
like, how
they were
did
getting all
that
dirty.
happen?
We're covered in mud. In reality, it was poop.
That makes
There was
sense.
a tremendous
I was like,
smell.
who's shitting
There was
at
a horrible,
the festival?
rancid odor rising from all this muddy debris that had been
it
left
probably
behind. I mean, and it went on for acres and acres.
One was duped. The other knowingly immersed themselves.
Sure.
They embrace it.
It's an important difference to make.
Those people
Well,
are
they're saying it
disgusting,
cures
too.
cancer.
They should be wiped off as well.
The Woodstock attendees?
Yeah.
Those are the people probably fighting against building more housing in America right now. Not in my backyard. They don't want more houses built. They're fighting for their pension right now. They want us to suffer. You're 40 years old?
I'm 28, but what was I saying, right? Oh,
Well, I guess there's a generational difference, right? You're gearing up for retirement. I'm just
I'm
starting
a
out.
Zoomer, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Getting ready for retirement. I'm totally broke. What are you talking about?
He was like 28.
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
retire
is he-
tomorrow.
no way.
So we were talking about Lakshmi earlier. So there's another goddess, the consort of Vishnu.
How?
They're definitely gonna get
Superhero.
killed, man. All right, so Vishnu's like #1 god from my understanding in Hinduism.
Yeah.
Is he the blue one?
He's the #1 god.
He's the #1 god, the #1 guy.
That'd be a
He's
good
the
title
goat,
for
all right?
me.
That is Lakshmi.
Just sort of the sexual. Is,
No.
is there a sexual?
No.
Does consort mean sex?
No.
What does consort
Consort
mean?
means like wife or partner. I
So
don't
it's
know.
a sex thing.
Perhaps.
Okay.
We haven't explored that
So
deeply.
Lakshmi, she's got 4 hands. Well, okay.
I'm gonna explain it to you. You have an open mind?
If you're in seriousness, no, but go ahead.
So part of why they smear some of the cow dung inside their homes, cow poop, cow dung,
Yeah.
cow poop. Part of why they smear some of the cow poop inside their homes is because they want to invoke prosperity into their lives, all right?
Yeah. That makes sense. Okay.
And this is all of them, right? Including the ones living in America. They smear the poop on the walls,
so quick.
on the furniture.
No comment.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
We haven't talked about Krishna yet. So Krishna is often depicted as the blue-skinned baby or the, you'll pull it up. There's some pretty crazy photos of Krishna. That's good old Lord Krishna right
A
there.
lot of them, most of them AI generated at this
Yeah,
point.
what
Yeah,
is
kind of
this?
unfortunate. Google's actually gone really downhill. YouTube, yeah, it's a good spot. But
Looked like anime.
Krishna tube.
So he's got a
so
flute.
Krishna has a pretty strong relationship with cows, apparently.
Afghanistan animation.
Krishna is the manifestation and avatar of Vishnu, apparently. Keep in mind, Vishnu is the all-powerful cosmic protectorate of the universe. Krishna has a strong relationship with cows. Cows are seen as this benevolent, generous, almighty like organism almost, from my understanding, that they revere. Long story short, one of their
Yeah, what's
main
with the
gods
cow?
has this strong relationship with the cows. Cows provide the milk, butter, all the good stuff we need, and occasionally cow dung for celebrations like Goraba.
It's quite a leap to go from, yeah, they give us milk and they give
Butter.
us meat,
Then they give a shit. Yeah.
But we haven't talked about the healing properties of the poop when applied to the skin. It's an important thing you brought up.
Okay.
Maybe we could change it up a little bit.
Maybe.
How are we paying for all this?
Advertising.
Your money, your attention going here when we return.
Who was shooting me? So they come up behind me. I didn't know that. That's good to know.
Magnesium glycinate. What is it? It's fucking poison!
The people were saying,
Who
I
is
didn't
this
know
guy?
was real. Thought it was fake.
People thought it was a fake product.
Everything is made in the United States. That's where I like my drink to be made.
So for those like 6 people,
This is a real product
I missed her.
that you can buy. Sport drink. It's not a joke product. No. Listen to me. There were a few people that were confused. They thought this was a joke. It's not a joke. This is sport drink. Sport drink. This is a good product. We use this. We know the guys that make this. They did their research putting it together. It has sugar in it because your body needs sugar. If you don't have sugar, you will die. If you want to replace your nasty toxic energy drink, you get this one. It's good. It's not a joke product.
All right, how long is this? Good lord.
So this is a good point.
Okay,
right
what
here.
the
Back to
hell?
Steel cans
Dude,
with
like
milk.
half your... That was like 15 minutes of ads, bro.
With a limited edition product right there. Ooh, that's actually a good tally. You want to feel that?
Think.
Okay, are we back in it? Yeah, that was like almost 20 minutes of ads. That... Bro.
And free digital gifts, like the MyPillow guy. Is that real?
Yes.
No wonder I haven't heard of him.
My memoir will not only speak
That's
to
unreal.
entrepreneurs and those struggling with
Yeah, that
addiction,
was-
but also to anyone looking for hope.
Yo.
I got a MyPillow.
About 23
thing.
minutes.
He's
So
got
it's
a mugshot?
15 minutes
Mugshot
of ads.
holographic.
He used to be like, he has like a Tim
16,
Allen
17
type
more
story.
like.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. From crack to Christ to MyPillow and
An hour show and 15 minutes just chunk right in the middle. It's just ads.
I heard his pillows are criminally soft.
I get having to make money, man, but good God. Good God. 15 minutes?
Go to mypillow.com or call 800-918-6193 and use promo code HIDE. Use your promo code for the best offers ever. Quantities are extremely limited, so act now. What else do you do on your YouTube channel? Can we pull up Tyler's YouTube channel and check it out?
I do a lot. There's a broad range of topics we cover, sometimes political, sometimes cultural, like Garaba. I went to the island a couple years ago.
You went to Epstein Island?
Okay, not for nasty shit.
To hang
after
out.
the fact,
Yeah,
we went there. We trespassed, allegedly.
Yeah.
And they were repainting the whole thing, and it transferred ownership to a new billionaire.
Whoa.
Yeah.
How was the climate?
My biggest observation was there was a ton of people out there chilling in the water, very visible to see what would be going on the island, if anything.
Really?
That was my take. Yes, we just rented jet skis. It's not far away from a bunch of people recreationally hanging out in yachts. And there's security on there. It's not impossible to get to. It's not hidden away in the ocean. It's not as remote as you would think, which begs the question, how many people saw what might have been going down there?
Yeah.
Well, is it like underground? Like, it's so visible from afar, and there's plenty of boats not too far away from it. Like, look at that. Look how close it is to the shore, though.
I
like,
did not
it's
picture it like that. I thought it was in the middle of the
trippy,
ocean.
right?
You didn't see inside that little temple thing.
No, they sealed it off.
Whoa.
But it really is not that difficult to get to. That's what's so odd about the whole thing.
Did it feel like you had 5 stars in Grand Theft Auto the whole time you were walking?
Yeah, I mean,
on
I'm
this
trolling a bit with the finger to the a little tongue-in-cheek there. But look at how close you are to the coast.
Was your heart racing?
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah, it's spooky, but also this is after he killed himself, right? So, just an island.
I remember when they had the drone footage recording the FBI raiding the building, and they were putting up pizza boxes on the window to
Really?
obscure the drone from recording what they were taking out of there.
Okay, so we did get interference. As I say that, the drone's flying. I mean, my guy said the drone was tweaking out, but the shots looked good to me, so I don't know what he was on about, yeah. Lately, as a sort of sporting pastime, we've been sort of humiliating scammers.
I saw this.
Yeah.
To explain, if you haven't seen this, Tyler goes around, what is this, Europe?
Yeah, I mean, to be frank, Europe is the only place we've really done it because we can not end up in jail after doing it.
These are street scammers stealing from tourists, essentially.
This is a good one.
Tyler and his crew, this is badass. This is like real life.
Yeah, it's Paris, right?
Just wacky playground hijinks. I don't know. This looks like fun. When was the last time you had this much fun? The playground in middle school? This is so awesome. You get to legally beat people up and spray them with fart cannons.
Hey, all that you witnessed was self-defense, Sam.
So Tyler's going around uncovering scammers and then spraying them with fart juice.
Yeah, so this guy you saw on screen here, his name's Christian. He calls himself the King. He's this dude from the DRC, the Congo.
Yeah.
He pulled up to France.
He looks scary.
The King's a friend. He's an ally. He got beaten up by the gypsy scammers in Paris for calling them out. He got his ass whooped, and he's a big dude. So we came in with...
It's time for actual street battle here.
Yeah, no, it got pretty nasty.
Yeah.
I showed up there with Fred, as you can see on screen. He couldn't make it into the podcast because, I don't know if, are we including the fact that he got deported?
He got deported?
He already said that on Twitter. Fred got deported.
Basically, those scammer videos that he made are like just hardcore versions of what Nick Shirley did. And yeah, it's just a lot more going on, a lot more chaos. Like, they're actually getting into shit with people. They're actually getting into fights and stuff. Him and his security guards.
He was supposed to...
He almost lives for it, though. He almost, like, treats it like it's wrestling or something. It's kind of funny.
Be here side by side.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a...
What happened?
There's a fax.
That's not a fax sound. A real fax would take so much longer.
You got a fax. Nice.
The network regrets to inform you that Fred was detained at the Boston airport. His phone was confiscated, and he was sent back to jolly old England.
I thought England was bad. Damn. So Fred got deported.
Yeah. That's honestly the most disturbing part of the whole, everything we're talking about, is that the Boston police asked him about me being a neo-Nazi. But it's disturbing that the Boston police are messing with people to that extent, taking phones. Very upsetting. Because this stuff is supposed to happen in other countries.
It's supposed to happen in England.
And it's supposed to happen in England, where Fred's from. It's supposed to happen to him, not me.
They're asking about the guns. It's like, yeah, I'm in the place. You have the guns. You're the gun place.
Yeah.
So you can't be honest with airport security.
You're supposed to say, I'm here for vacation.
I'm visiting
I'm
my
here to hang
grandma.
out.
Is he Charlie Veitch's bodyguard?
Correct.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's been all over recently.
Yeah.
We went to Paris a few months earlier, and my cameraman got jumped by African Eiffel Tower salesmen. So they were running after me. I run away. My cameraman's in the distance holding an iPhone. They spot him, and they beat him. So we wanted to come back to Paris to see if we could see these guys again. But when we came back, there were even more African street salesmen.
Yeah.
Almost mitoting, populating out of thin air.
Yeah.
Their numbers had increased. So we ended up in a bit of a conflict.
Did you say mitoting?
I did.
What's that mean?
Well, mitosis is the process of cell division and reproduction, right? Just splits. Yeah. Like almost spawning out of thin air is the idea I'm trying to convey. Almost, right?
Yeah. Because they're dirty and black.
I hate that you said African Eiffel Tower salesman, and I did not even hesitate to know what you meant.
Yeah, because you'll see them in every major European city. If you go to New York, you'll see a strain of it as well.
Yeah, those
An
Eiffel
entire
Towers.
Eiffel Tower keychain.
Yeah, so apparently they buy those Eiffel Towers in bulk from Chinese wholesalers and then go out in the streets and try to make as much money as possible. So what's crazy, though, is a lot of these guys are from Senegal. Senegal is one of the most stable countries in Africa. So when they show up here, there's no legitimate means of asylum or refugee claim they have, right? So they show up here, but keep in mind every dollar they make in Paris, and if they can get a fraction of that back home, that's a great day.
But they have overseers you mentioned earlier.
The pimps?
I think we're giving them a little bit too much credit, a little bit too much of a victim narrative, actually. So I mentioned that idea. I think that's the case for some of these guys. Some of them do have a pimp, if you will. There's stories of, like, passports being withheld by sort of mob boss characters. But I
meant
think
more sort of like a war chief type
for sure. They all have war chiefs.
They got war chiefs, okay.
Exactly.
It's like how the Korean handjob parlors have a mama-san.
Mama-san?
That's what they call it.
Holy smokes.
I'm familiar with the service known as... We probably can't mention this on YouTube, actually.
Yeah, we can't mention this on this show.
I think it's called Rub Maps.
Does it look like a Disney World map or something?
It's a heat map for hand jobs.
Don't tell Valentine about this type of shit.
He's an innocent.
You said the
Disneyland.
Africans were their pimps were gypsies.
No, I think that's a
Gypsy crew.
miscommunication.
That was so fun. That was
I'll
such a
clarify
fun
that.
little narrative.
Yeah, that's a pretty narrative. That's fiction, though. It's not fact. That's just not real. So I think I'm just going to be straight up. A lot of these guys just want to make more money. They show up here. They think it's the easy way out. I think a lot of them know it's going to be a shit show. They don't realize to what degree it ends up being a shit show. So I think it ends up being 5 or 6 of these guys living in an apartment. They go out, try to pressure people into buying a crappy Eiffel Tower artifact they don't need for an exorbitant price relative to how shitty it is.
I imagine the goal would be to become like a real Frenchman. They get like a striped shirt and like a beret, and they're eating baguettes and stuff.
That's what they're thinking.
Full integration.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Oh, yeah.
dude,
That's
no,
the goal.
they're always stripped out in the like Barcelona jerseys and the snapbacks, and they lean into the sort of, some of them actually, a lot of them will lean into this tribal attire where they have, I kid you not, it sounds like I'm making this up, but like an African tribal attire, and they walk up to you. This is mostly the guys who put the bracelets on you. They'll be like, Hakuna Matata means friendship.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
it's a
sweet,
gift.
thanks, bro.
It's a
You have a
gift.
bracelet on you.
It's a gift.
And they'd be like, no, come back for my family. You'd be like, what do you mean? I'd be like, I have baby and wife at home. And I'm at the point where I'm like, why aren't you there with your wife and kid, right?
Just spray him with fart gas in the face.
Right in the eyes.
No, just
Fuck your family.
I'm like, okay, if you got a kid, you got a pregnant wife.
Yo, fuck your black ass family.
Just spraying everybody.
Now we have like a little therapeutic talk. I'm like, hey man,
You can tell Tyler's like trying not to engage too much with it.
What's so good about Paris? Fuck Paris. No offense. I mean, it's a cool place or whatever, but never catch me living there. Point being, man, what do you got going on in Paris? Why are you here, bro? And they're like, I got wife and kid at home. I'm like, all right, why don't you go home with wife and kid? I need money. I'm like, all right, dog. Well, I'm not giving you any money. And then sometimes, if you disrespect them enough, or if you call them out on their scams, they'll just posture to begin attacking you, or they'll just attack you. In which case, I hired Fred to serve as my bodyguard to protect me in the inevitable event that someone would, in fact, attack me.
Right.
Which, in Barcelona, the video we filmed prior to Paris, a guy takes off his little man purse. He begins to charge towards me, but Fred is already in position to clothesline him.
Remember that one? Yeah.
Which he does.
The dude was being super
man,
friendly
I
at
felt like
first
I was
too,
playing like
and then
4D chess. I was like, Fred, you stay
all
here.
a show.
I'm gonna go talk to this guy, and just like that, he gets pissed, goes in to attack me.
Secrets of the Millionaire Mindset presents Get Rich Quick.
Good lord. Is this more ads?
This could be yours. Give us a...
Not the most entire,
Funny. He's asking how to be racist. Yeah.
Yeah, wiki how.
All right, so Tyler, how do we hate these people properly?
Like, I can try to answer. I think he has nothing to be concerned about. I think we're separated by 2 oceans from the nearest gypsy that may be raking in their spoils in Europe as we speak.
Would they just get homesick? Is that why they don't come here?
Well, from my understanding, they're a nomadic tribe of people that originate from northern India like 1,000 years ago and have evolved into their own distinct
Mystery
ethnic group. I don't know. I think they're pretty distinct.
Yeah, North
distinctly
Indian.
gypsy, right?
North Indian and like some
Like Romanian
European.
and Bosnia, I think you find a lot of them. Eastern Europe, I think.
They're sort of a legendary mythological people.
Have you seen Peaky Blinders?
I watched about 30 seconds of Peaky Blinders before I was like, oh, I'm going to kick the TV if I keep watching this. British people trying to look cool.
I think canonically they're gypsy. They're all gypsies.
That doesn't mean anything to me. Who are they? They're
it's actually-
gypsies.
fun
yeah,
fact.
I can't fathom them.
They're from all over. It doesn't make sense. This is confusing. Can you ask ChatGPT what the fuck are gypsies?
Yeah, what is a gypsy?
This
Tell me.
computer just steals your money. Give me
Oh,
your
God.
credit card.
Oh,
I'll show
God.
you what a gypsy is.
Well, I think there's some groups of them in California, and instead of pickpocketing,
They call themselves the San Francisco Treat.
How'd they get to Cali? Cargo? They come here in like
they
a
travel
cargo
far and
box?
wide, man.
The Mediterranean vibes of
Probably so.
the vineyards.
Martha's Vineyard.
Martha's Vineyard, exactly. Good reference.
That was good. You'll see them faking like fake or they're real
Northwestern
babies.
India. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were just being extra racist on Indians for no reason.
It seems
Nah,
to
man,
come
I'm a
back around
professional.
full circle.
Now this is real, right? Kind of crazy. I mean,
Yeah, even Sanskrit and Hindi is like heavy lean words from Greek. So there's Greek, Romanian.
but they are distinctly gypsies now.
They're a breed. They're sort of a breed of people.
What's the is it Romani? Is that the politically correct term? Is that because Romanians will often get pissed off if you say they're
Yes.
from if you say they're Romanian, despite the fact that many of them live in Romania.
Yeah.
They are Romani people, not Romanians.
Well, we've got subgroups. So we've got the Rome, the Sinti, the Kale. They all have unique dialects and cultures. So it's sort of just a vibe, I guess. Being a gypsy's like a vibe nowadays.
Can you look up if Elvis Presley's a gypsy?
We have 1 million of them here.
He's Hawaiian, right?
What?
American
Might be onto something. Are you gonna hang out with gypsies next?
What?
Maybe I should go to a McMansion, yeah.
Infiltrate, do a little documentary.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
There's a card stack of gypsy facts that are pretty funny.
Cool gypsy facts. They are known to eat hedgehogs.
What the?
I don't believe this.
I don't believe that. Can you look that up?
Sure.
That's so sad.
I don't trust the writing team anymore.
These guys are crackpots.
Yeah, these guys are smoking meth right now. Shit.
Have a documented tradition of eating hedgehogs. That's motherfucking disgusting. I would.
How does
rather
one go
throw
about
cow
eating a
shit than
hedgehog?
Eat a motherfucking hedgehog. That's disgusting.
That was unexpected, yeah.
Totally disturbed. That's fucking inhuman. The shit throwing, I can understand that.
Right.
Let's play devil's advocate for a second here. Throwing some shit, that's probably fun. If you don't know what germs are, you don't believe in things that are small, that you can't see them, throw some shit.
Yeah.
Okay? Eating a hedgehog is cooked.
God literally made it the most spiky, inedible thing on the
Right.
earth.
That is totally bizarre. That's alien shit.
Killing me.
That's so fucked.
That's dark. Now they're cute creatures too. It's
Do you not think a good chef might be able to turn it into something?
No, dude.
yeah. So how do they prepare it exactly?
I don't want to talk about it. The U.S. officially banned gypsies from immigrating in 1885.
Okay, I believe that.
What?
Great.
They've got their own word for the Holocaust when it happened to them, the porajmos.
Really?
Sounds delicious.
You gotta bleep that on YouTube.
Really?
No. On Gypsy YouTube? On Gypsy YouTube, you do have
Gypsy
to-
tube. So there go. So all the. Can you imagine being a gypsy, and all the Holocaust movies are being made, and like the whole world is like, oh, I can't believe what we did to them, and the gypsies are just like, munching on a hedgehog burger. Yo, motherfucker, yo. Oh. That makes me upset on behalf of Jews.
Yeah.
That makes me want to like defend every Holocaust movie. Are you kidding me? Do you know how many people died how many Jews died in the Holocaust? And you're talking about the porajmos? Fuck you, dude.
Wait, so what happened to the gypsies?
They fucking probably got tickled. Man, I don't know. Who cares? Who gives a shit? They're eating hedgehog burgers. Probably Hitler saw
What
them
even
eating
killed me?
munching a hedgehog and was like, yo, kill that.
Oh, this is
Probably
real.
Mengele saw them eating hedgehogs and got scared, is what happened. He's experimenting. He's learning all about fucking how guts work. He looks over, he sees a Romani eating a hedgehog. He's like, what the fuck? Yo, kill all those. What the fuck is that? Yo.
It was the invention of the word yo, actually.
Yeah.
That was the origin. They also
German.
invented trailer parks, apparently.
The Italian government officially declared Romani to be a national security threat after an Italian woman was raped in one of their camps.
Got less funny towards the end.
Yeah, roughly around the rape part.
Pew Research.
I know them from pickpocketing. I'm be real.
Pew Research determined Italians are the most anti-gypsy population, followed by Romanian. Greece is third place. Gypsy haters. It is by far the most socially acceptable prejudice in Europe, which makes sense. Familiarity breeds contempt, especially
If I'm going to be honest, when I was selling furniture, it was them and the Russians were the two that you had to watch out for. And this wasn't my doing. This was literally what I was told when I first started there. Watch out for those two groups of people because they will fuck with you. The Russians are usually just a-holes. And the gypsies, they'll try to mess with you and try to mess with your numbers until you say a number that you didn't mean to say. And then they're like, nope, you said it. You have to sell me that number right now. And it's like, and yeah, I dealt with that. I didn't have much of a fuse. I didn't have much of a patience. I would usually just be like, if you see something, just let me know. That way, so they couldn't really like pin me into a certain thing, into a situation that I didn't want to be in. I'd rather just waste my time on them than them really mess with me and get in trouble with my boss. But yeah, they have a reputation for being like that. So reputations come from somewhere.
you're around them when they're selling their It sounds like a big fresh apple when you bite it.
If cooked correctly, yeah.
Sonic rings.
You gotta wonder if they have a Sonic over there, right? Like,
you take a bite, the rings fall out, and then disappear.
That's why they eat them.
yeah.
Son of a gun.
Yeah, they have a terrible reputation, as you can expect, especially in Europe, though.
Couldn't understand why. In the EU, 50% of gypsies have no job, and 33% have no toilet. You can scare them with a crucifix and a frog.
Is that real?
Crucified frog.
What is the religious belief?
I think they're just dumb.
There's an Al Jazeera article, Portuguese shopkeepers using ceramic frogs to scare away
What?
Roma gypsies.
What's interesting about the gypsies is you'll see a lot of their female pickpockets they send out. They got like a guy pimp oftentimes that will impregnate the woman to give the woman a shield of invincibility because who's going to punch a pregnant woman?
Wow.
So you're pregnant, you're out there stealing stuff.
Yeah.
And also, who's going to suspect the pregnant woman from stealing from you?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like stealing candy with a baby.
Yeah, and some of them will even have a fake pregnant belly.
Oh.
Stealing
Says
candy
here, like
with a baby.
mosquitoes, the gypsy women do all the work. The men drop them off,
Yeah, that's real. You'll see that too.
pimping them as beggars. They wait at stoplights, hold a bucket with a fake obituary of their child, and guilt trip you until you give money.
Okay, you'll see that in California. Stuff like that in like LA,
That's gypsies, apparently.
San Diego. Yeah.
We had a black person do that to us in Chicago. He came up to one of our guys and was like, hey, can I get some money for my dead kid? And then he acted like he had a gun that he was going to pull out.
Dude, how much
Which he might have had a gun. That was the most physical danger I've ever felt in, was being in Chicago for 10 seconds. Oh, the movie Thinner was actually a flattering portrayal of gypsies. That's a funny one.
Interesting.
You must have Dave
Thinner?
Landau.
I don't know about Thinner. No.
This gypsy lady who curses people by making them eat cursed pies, and you eat the pie, and you become so thin that you die of evisceration or whatever, that you die from thinness.
Like a bulimia plot?
You know, something like that. It's a bulimia plot, yeah.
Interesting.
And she says, I curse you. You eat your own pie. And I used to say that to my mom when she would talk about her weight.
With your mom?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think a lot of the witches depicted in Disney movies are...
You eat your own pie. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean...
Every Disney plot ever is somehow
I think the witches are often based off of the gypsy physiognomy, if you will. Yeah.
Jews are what gypsies
I can see
could
it.
be. This is an opinion here. If they started reading and thinking and gaining IQ. I don't know about that. That's kind of an awful thing to say.
If you talk to them, they'll often say that they kind of love the thrill of stealing from people.
Is that true?
Once they get caught, yeah, I mean, they get caught over and over and over again. A lot of the European experience out there is catch and release. They'll catch the pickpocket, maybe they're released the same day.
It's like sport fishing. The European police are like sport
Yeah, just throw 'em right back out there. But they love it. They have fun.
Californian gypsies, no less.
Interesting, right?
I can't believe that.
There's an account that hunts them down in California
Drops
on
baby
Instagram.
grand pianos on them.
The Count?
Not quite.
Did you say The Count?
There's an account that would
I
like
thought you said
Instagram.
Count. Like
the counts
like
of
a
gypsy
Dracula?
hunters. Yeah.
There should be a guy called the Count of California whose job it is just to kill gypsies.
That's awesome.
The Count, and he's got a cloak. Oh yeah, that guy ruled.
We're getting off track here. Let's get back to the cool gypsy facts.
All right.
Which I don't know how factual this is.
Let's hear it.
Right.
It says they're allergic to merit, honor, and goodwill. They have lemonade stand entrepreneurship. This is a mean thing to say.
That was harsh.
Gypsy fact, Indians are worse. I don't know if this person's speaking from experience. And after what I've seen today, I don't know where I stand on it. They're technically trads because they're doing the same things they did in the Middle Ages. That's funny. It's like when you play a role-playing game and you pick a thief.
You ever play Skyrim?
Oh, yeah.
You pick locks and...
Oh, that's the best way to play. So maybe they're onto something. The gypsies are probably onto
Yeah, it's like the Guild of Thieves. I mean, it's kind of how they roll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was a good name.
Remember the trees that threw apples at Dorothy and her friends in Wizard of Oz? Yeah, those were gypsies too. Remember the flying monkeys from Wizard of Oz?
Yeah, them
Remember
gypsies.
the pile of melted witch goo? All gypsies. Wow. Bonus fact.
Mind-blowing.
The people you see playing music on a large speaker in parking lots while obviously pretending to know how to play the violin. Is that a thing?
Oh.
They fake play music?
I saw
That
in
one I heard
Melbourne.
from somebody.
That's
yes.
funny.
Yeah, there's some
Really?
fake musicians out there.
That's really
Yeah.
funny.
You'll see guys totally not strumming it as the
That's
music should sound.
so
and
bad.
They're cosplaying being a musician.
On the topic of Indians, related to blacks that have cognitive dissonance to tune out a smoke detector alarm for not just months, but potentially years or decades? How much cognitive dissonance do red dot Indians possess if their country, which is the largest open sewer in the world, if they can't afford plumbing, why can't they just dig some outhouse holes on every corner of every street and have the dignity to take a dump in the dirt behind a closed door?
I have an answer potentially.
My comment is that's just hateful, but go ahead.
Well, he posed an interesting practical question at the end, right? Why don't you just dig a giant hole and put your shit in there? It's a pretty reasonable question, right?
Yeah.
You might be asking yourself that in your mind right now.
No, I would just shit on the street, but go ahead.
Okay, so
I don't have any. Damn it.
Why so many of them apparently shit on the street is because the Dalit, the lowest rung of the caste system, has historically given these people the job of cleaning up shit off the streets. And if you have a latrine, like a hole in your home, dug out a little hole and you put your shit in there, it's seen as unclean and impure. And if you extract that shit out of the hole, then you're unholy and unclean, and you can no longer go to the temple and worship in the same way you would. So historically, they've apparently outsourced the shit cleaning jobs to the lowest rung of their caste system. And now that the caste system's up, they claim it's no longer relevant, no longer has a meaningful role in day-to-day life.
It definitely does.
They're just like, I'm gonna go shit in the street.
If you're one of those Indians that's like black as hell,
I wondered
it's
that.
not fun, right?
This is a good question, Sam. All I know is, I think there's a saying. It's something like, never ask a woman her weight, a man his income, and an Indian his last name. Because I think the last names indicate you're wrong in the caste system.
Damn.
I think that's real.
Damn.
I'm not sure if they're about the skin tones, though. You must be right, though.
It's got to be. Can you look up Indian
Actually,
hip
you're
hop?
absolutely right.
Can you go to Indian hip hop? I just want to see that one clip that we like one more time. That's my guy right there.
Oh, God.
Yeah, turn that up. The fire on the bottom of the screen.
It's really brown fire.
Oh, yeah.
That might not be fire, Sam.
Was that it?
Speed up your PC is the fast and easy way to upgrade your computer.
Yeah, that's the end of the episode. Okay. That what a closer. Okay. All right, so Sam Hyde, I'm guessing shock humor. He's got a bend for going after black people, and I guess, I don't know. Yeah, just shock humor. It almost seemed like Tyler was kind of reluctant to engage in some of that because it was just so lowbrow. Like, it's just like, man, I almost got the energy that was like, man, I just got canceled and this is where I'm at. I'm on this like 15 minutes in the middle just for ads. And then he did more ads after that. It's like, talk more about Tyler's story, man. That's a huge story. Whoever the Sam dude is, he kind of dropped the ball on that. He missed a pretty big opportunity. He could have got a bigger scoop on that. If he wanted more views, like that was your chance right there, dude. You could have done more. This is really interesting. I'm gonna get into it, but let's do this first.
Steve-O was on Joe Rogan when you made some shocking claims about
Yeah, I like Steve-O. He seems like he's been through a lot, and he has, getting off of the whippets. But he's not fully politically aware of things. And I actually know a lot of people like this that they're just not politically aware, and they're just approaching this, and they're trying to make sense of it. And you typically, for most people, I think you take the empathetic route where, you hear a story and your heart just really feels for that person, but then you dig back the layers, and it's not so much about the person, you feel for the person, but then when you get outside of it and you dig back the layers of the situation at hand, the ideology, it's like, oh, you still feel for the person, but in a different way now because they're being lied to and their ideology is gaslighting them into stupid shit.
Trans people being oppressed.
Talk to this transgender person. They
describes to me a level of oppression that genuinely fucking broke my heart.
Not only
Yeah, oppression. Okay.
does Joe dismantle this claim, he's able to change Steve-O's mind very rapidly.
They said, hey, let me tell you, like, I am not allowed to use the bathroom at my own place of work.
He makes it sound like employers are just not allowing trans employees to use the
You're
bathroom.
not allowed in the women's restroom,
That's not
Tim.
true. They're just not allowed to use the bathroom. It doesn't align with their biological sex.
Okay.
That right there, he has
Okay.
a response to. All right.
But you got to realize they're not all. Listen, I genuinely think there's people that feel like they are in the wrong biological sex.
I'm
The
sure they
moment
feel
that
that
Joe
way.
pushes back, this whole thing just collapses.
But there's also people that are fucking perverts, and they have a thing called autogynephilia. And what that is they get a turn on by pretending to be a woman. They get excited by it, and they want to be around women.
It's not even about people identifying as trans. It's about the laws surrounding the topic and how that opens the capacity for the people that Joe's describing here.
And so you give them a fucking Willy Wonka golden ticket to go into the women's locker room and the women's bath.
I just saw Tua tag a... Yeah, Tua... Oh, so he's going to Atlanta. Tua to Atlanta. And I heard... God, who was Green Bay's secondary quarterback? I'm blanking right now. It's already been a couple months out of football. It's not even been 2 months yet, and I'm already blanking on names. Willis? He was okay. He was meh. Jordan Love was much better.
Bathroom and stare at women and pretend you're a woman when you're just a crazy man.
Why would they take Tua? Sorry, I'm stuck on that. Tua, like, he needs to retire. One more concussion, he's just going to be done for. I feel bad for the guy. He's going to be a vegetable.
And you're actually into women.
Okay.
That's real too, man.
I don't doubt that that's real, and I know that it's a super complex, nuanced thing.
What is complex? The only complex portion of this that I see is the neurochemistry claims.
The only complex thing about it is the ideological bend to it, to where they're making it more complicated than it needs to be.
But here's what's not complex. What is your chromosomes?
Right.
Okay? This is the same thing for competing. Right. All these fucking mental gymnastics that seemingly intelligent people do to justify biological males competing with females.
Oh, I don't think anybody's
It's the
arguing
same
that.
thing.
Well, yes, no, that wouldn't be fair. Why would you treat this topic any differently?
Right.
It's the same thing.
Right.
And especially as speaking as a man who has daughters, like, there are creeps.
You could tell Joe is a father. You can tell Steve-O is trying to exist in the world of celebrity, and he's afraid to take a wrong step and offend the wrong people.
And if you give a creep, and I'm not saying all trans people are creeps,
right,
but a lot of these fucking people that are in trouble for going into women's bathrooms dressed as a woman with a fucking beard and a heart on are just that. They're creeps.
Right, okay.
They're crazy men.
Steve-O is left with no response except, well, you've changed my mind.
Well, it's because
So
he
you've
hasn't
got two
thought
things
about
going
it.
at the same time.
For sure.
You've got people with gender dysphoria.
I honestly think that when you're caught in that discussion with whoever it is that you're talking to, you're not actually thinking about, all right, well, I know you're going through something tough right now, but there are a lot of creeps out there, and they go after this point because it's a vulnerability. It's a point of vulnerability. That's why predators go after certain careers. It's the same fucking thing. It's because it's like, okay, this is a point of weakness, and I can get away with it.
That genuinely wish they were a woman or genuinely wish they were a man. And by the way, it's men that are the problem. No one gives
it's men.
a fuck about trans men.
It's not women, it's men. It really is men acting like women.
Men going into the men's bathroom. Come on in. Who cares?
The problem is people are going to flip this logic and claim, well, women shouldn't care either, because to a postmodernist, there are no differences psychologically, not in meaningful, significant ways.
That's a really good point. That's actually a really good point. It's almost like they're not even acting in direct denial. They're acting in indirect denial, because according to their ideology, there's no, like he said, there's no biological differences between men and women, according to their ideology. So if they're adhering to the ideology, it's more of just like this is what they told me, not so much like you're just completely avoiding the subject. But I mean, in the end, they are.
all perceive everything the same.
Like,
Hey,
no
I'm
one's
not-
going to
I'm
get
not- I'm
hurt.
not arguing
No
with
one's
you
going to
on
get
this.
hurt. This is the problem. When you allow
Yeah.
perverts to have this hall pass to go into women's locker rooms and bathrooms.
Yeah.
So you can't say you're not allowed to use the bathroom where you work. That's not true. You're just not allowed to use the women's room where other women are in there because you're not a woman. And I know you wish you were a woman or whatever's going on,
Okay.
but you're
You know
not.
what? You make a very, very good point.
This is what's always amazed me. How is this suddenly changing your mind? How is your mind in a place?
It's because you haven't thought about
when
it.
it comes to this topic.
If you're a woman, talk to most women about this. And it's unless they're insanely captured by this woke ideology where they can't see reality and the fact that perverts are still a real fucking thing.
Yeah.
And this loophole. You've given loopholes. Like, there's men in prison. I think it's like 47 biological males in California are housed in women's prisons.
If you were sentenced to prison for the rest of your life and you're a man, why would you not identify as the opposite gender?
Some of them are
Yep.
sex offenders. Some of them in Canada. There's a guy in Canada that they had to pay for his boob job while he was in jail for being a sex offender, and they put him in a women's prison. Yeah.
I'm not arguing with
There's
any of that.
men.
But you are arguing that
Yeah.
they are oppressed by this. So
You
you
were-
must contend with it.
I'm not arguing with
There's
any of that.
men who have.
You were regurgitating the narrative. You were regurgitating the talking points and the ideology. That's the problem. Is there's so many people that I know that are doing that, and they haven't put any thought into it.
Pretended to be women, gone into women's prison, had sex with women and impregnated them. All they have to do is identify, air quotes. When you just have to identify, that's it?
There is no denying that if you allow me tomorrow to decide I am a woman and have access to those spaces, you are opening the door to potential catastrophe, regardless of the frequency at which it has occurred in the past. And this is a revelation to Steve-O? Oh, I didn't know that.
No operation, no nothing, identify. That is bonkers. And do you think they're giving them estrogen when they get in prison? Do they give hormone replacement therapy to people in prison? I don't know. But even then, it's still a man with estrogen. You can't escape your fucking chromosomes, okay? And until you can, until there's some sort of a CRISPR thing that you really want to be a woman, we can turn you into an actual woman. Until that happens, what you're dealing with is a form of gender dysphoria, which has always been classified as a mental illness.
I would like to delve into this with Professor Dave because he's the one who's making this claim that it is that you can map the neurochemistry to actually measure this. Therefore, being trans is grounded in biology.
Hey, and you make a completely valid argument.
I'm going to need to see that. Like, I would love to see that, him try to make that argument. Even defending that is... That's a bold, bold claim. And you got to put your money where your mouth is on that one.
Nobody should be able to tell you can't do something fucking stupid like get a boob job because they are transgender. That's crazy.
Understood. My experience was that I didn't get any of this, sense that this was a creepy pervert, anything like that.
A lot of them are not.
They don't have to be.
They're just confused.
Right.
Right. But it's still a man.
Understood. I just thought, man, I heard what they had to say about, politicians trying to put them in internment camps. And
Can anyone point to an internment camp for trans people?
I've heard that too, and it's like, where are you getting this?
Wow, dude, I can't believe you're saying this.
Who's doing that? What politicians are saying they should be put in
I think
internment
that there
camps?
was some kind of...
There might be one kook out there that's saying that to try to get attention. There's no movement to try to put transgender people in internment camps.
No.
Okay. Well,
it's
then
ridiculous.
I'll land
It's
on
so
this.
ridiculous.
Do you know who's killed more people than ICE this year? Trans shooters. Do you know the majority of these high school shootings have been transgender people?
I did not
It's
know
like
that.
every week.
Oh, how many of them? There was
I
one
think there's at
recently,
least a dozen.
And
At least a
it's
dozen.
a lot of them. You know why?
Since the
Because
start
they're
of the
giving
year.
them psych medications. They're giving them a bunch of crazy hormones, and a lot of them probably have mental struggles already.
And they believe they are being oppressed, that there are politicians trying to put them in internment camps.
That, and you're also gaslighting them with the whole ICE narratives that they're kidnapping Americans and just throwing them into camps, and they don't even come out of there sometimes, and just all of this, and that there's a trans genocide. I've heard that term many times. All of these terms are so radical and so extreme, and then they turn around and say that Trump needs to turn down the rhetoric. It's completely projection. It's 100% projection.
In the blank, and then they're empowered by thinking that that the world has done something bad to them, and that there's like a genocide against trans people, and they attack J.K. Rowling, and they attack all these people. Martina Navratilova, who's like a famous lesbian, for being a bigot because she doesn't want biological men competing with women in tennis. It's nuts, man. And it's like either you go by biology or you do not. Either you go by XY chromosome, or then you're in this weird fucking gray area where someone could just tell you they're a woman. And that's how you get men in women's prisons.
Yeah. All right.
And that's all it
All right.
through it in this way, something you can say.
Hey, at least he's cool about it.
It doesn't mean you can't be kind.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean you can't. I try to be kind to everyone. And if I meet someone who's trans, if they want me to call them.
And here's the thing: it's Steve-O's one of the ones that, like so many that I know, that they say this, but they, like I said, they just haven't put any thought into it. And if you put even the slightest pushback into the conversation, they'll be like, "Oh, okay, yeah." They don't care. They don't really care. But it's just like, it's hard to explain to them. It's like, well, you should care, because if you don't care, then you're gonna get hoodwinked, just like Steve-O did.
Stacy or whatever. Like, I know a couple trans people. My friend Jim Norton is married to a trans woman. Yeah. I'm super cool with them. Hug her every time I see her. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if I was a woman, I want biological women in my. I think the solution is individual bathrooms whenever feasible.
Yeah, at Emerson College, well, actually, they just made all the bathrooms unisex, meaning there are no men or women's rooms. You can literally just use any of them. They all have multiple stalls and urinals.
And if you want to have an all-gender bathroom, good luck with the legal ramifications.
Good luck, yeah.
Because
good
any
luck.
guy can fucking go in there, and any guy and girl can get if it's a multiple stall bathroom.
Right.
But the solution is XY chromosome. And the solution is, like, if a guy walks into the men's room with a dress on and he's trans, just leave him alone. Leave him alone. Let him go to the bathroom. Like, what is the big deal?
Yeah.
You're like, at the end of the day, we have to understand that, like, what is more important? One person's feelings or the safety of all these women?
And that is the flaw of leftist ideology in a nutshell.
Yes.
It is throwing out systems that are fair in order to accommodate a small number of emotions.
And the safety of all these women is much more important.
Yep.
So you gotta be kind to people, but also you gotta have rules. There's a reason why there's a woman's room and a men's room. It's because some men are fucking creeps. And if you allow those creeps to just put on a dress, and again, I'm not saying all trans people are like this at all, but you can't have that loophole. You can't. Let's like you can't have an open border. Doesn't mean that all immigrants are murderers, and you don't think that either, right? But some people that sneak across the border, if you don't check, are going to be murderers. It's just a fact.
Yeah.
So you have to have a fucking closed border to check, and you have to have a gender border too.
Yeah. Well, God damn it.
And this is usually.
Well, God damn it.
They'll just say, "Well, can't argue with that."
Well, it's better than them shrieking back and just being like, "No, you're a Nazi," because you get a lot of that, and you're like, you can't even talk to this person. I'd much rather have just a naive, dumb Steve-O than the ones that are so radical that you can't even talk to them anymore. All right, let's end the day with something a little less political, a little more out there. Labyrinth of the Minotaur is real, and it's worse than the myth. I don't know what channel this is. This happened to pop into my algorithm, so let's get goofy with it. Oh, 42 minutes. Oh, we're not doing the whole thing, but let's give it a shot.
These walls are completely rigged with explosives.
I can do half of it.
This makes me very nervous. This looks like there was an explosion here. I've always been drawn to places that the world decided to seal shut. They tried to blow this up. They did not succeed. Not because they're forgotten. They didn't want people going down this tunnel. Probably because there's something at the end of it. But because someone wanted them buried. Do I do it? Underneath this island is one of those places. Vast underground maze where myth, ancient artifacts, Nazi weapons, and human remains sit sealed in the dark. Just look at this. Look. You can even see that looks like a mine. Rock slides collapsed the entrance decades ago. There could still be live munitions underneath that rubble. Due to chemical degradation, some of them can just go off at any minute. The last time people were allowed inside, 4 of them died. 2 were never found. I kind of want to go in. I'm just scared of stepping on bombs. So we need to be very careful about where we step right now. No one's been back since. At least, we thought. I received a message from a woman in Crete. She claims that there's another way in. A secret entrance hidden in an olive grove. And once you know there might be a way in, let's just say self-control has always been aspirational for me. Now, when I first started researching irresponsible story ideas for this channel, I kept obsessively circling back to one place, the Labyrinth of Crete. The problem is that it doesn't operate like a normal story. With the last video, you could easily say, most haunted island on Earth, and even a second grader understands what they're signing up for. Not this place. Now, on the surface, you've got the legend of the Minotaur. Some archaeologists believe that it wasn't located at the Palace of Knossos at all, and that it was further inland, at this place. The deeper you dig, the weirder it gets. You got 4,000 years of myth, violence, obsession, Minoan, Roman, Byzantine, Ottoman, Nazi, all compressed into a claustrophobic, bat-infested maze that is absolutely packed with artifacts. And here's the crazy thing. There's almost nothing about it online. Not because it's insignificant, but because it's been completely sealed off for most of the last century. Which is why I never expected to see that post. So, late one night, many months ago, I fell into a Reddit K-hole. And that's where I found her. A woman who claims to know a secret entrance into the Labyrinth of Crete. Now, we all know that the internet is a chaotic cesspool of lies. So I reached out to her for clarification, and she sent the following reply. Hello, we've been trying to find the entrance to the labyrinth. We know where to go, but can't really find it on Google Maps. Facepalm emoji. She then includes a GPS coordinate, and it's in this area. We climbed down into a hole, which opened out into the labyrinth. It was a great experience. 5 stars, would descend again. Honestly, I would have taken this all with a massive grain of salt, if not for the video she provided.
The other one got me.
I'm not sure about the
back here. Oh my god! I thought I got a checkpoint on the big guys.
This could be a wild goose chase. It is a 12-hour ferry. But if it's not, and this is real, this could be absolutely insane. I think we're going to Crete. Why do I keep doing this? You know, some people learn from cautionary tales. I audition for them. All right, we are approaching the area. But now, you may be wondering, Steve, how are you going to find a tiny hole in the ground amidst the olive grove? These are not roads. I'm going to go this way. This way looks less intimidating than that. That's... Oh no, my porky. It appears that I have navigated myself to the edge of a cliff, and I guess I just look around for a hole in the ground now. If I was a Nazi, I'm not, and I don't condone that, but if I was, where would I hide my cannibal monster Nazi bomb death maze? Clearly I would put it around here somewhere, but that is a cliff. Oh wow. I bet that this hillside exploded. Yeah, it definitely did. Look at that. This is encouraging. I think that I am on the right track here. But how do I find the hole? Alright, I'm gonna do something smart. I have a clever idea. The thing with this is that this is not like a big cave entrance. It is literally a tiny hole in the ground. So, let's go. There I am. This is gonna be impossible. I am looking for literally a manhole. We've got bushes. It's hard to tell what's a bush and what's a hole. What's that? It's a bucket. Wait a second. Either that's a shadow, that could be That looks like a hole. How do I get there? All right, so it's just down that cliff. I just have to get down that cliff. How do I get down the cliff? Due to safety, ethical, and other reasons, both the layout and location of the labyrinth have been intentionally distorted. As you'll soon find out, this place is insanely dangerous. Aside from having a background in both caving and mining, I am, most importantly, an idiot. Do not try this. Do not try this. Do not try this. Okay, enjoy. I think this is the mouth of the canyon. Wow. All right, so spot number 1 is here. Where is the hole? Maybe it was just a shadow. I don't see anything.
20 gigs? Oh man, I didn't know it was that big.
That's a hole. That's a big hole.
Wow.
Oh my lord.
What a hole.
I feel like this is it. That is tight. I was imagining something much wider. Do I do it? I mean, I came all this way. I'm gonna sit down and think about this for a second. All right, let's do this. Costume change.
He's going in.
Wow, that's dark, and that is tiny. All right.
Yeah, like, what happened?
Oh, that's tight. All right. Holy shit. Every culture has a different way of saying, don't go in there. For the ancient Greeks, it was a batshit crazy story about this very labyrinth. And if you're wondering why anyone would build a giant underground maze, well, we first need to talk about a sexually frustrated queen and a cow. But not just any cow, a really hot cow, apparently, because the queen cow and and it ruined everyone's weekend. So put on your history caps, kids, because this story's about to get weird. It begins with the god Poseidon having an absolute hissy fit. Minos of Crete asks him for a favor. He says, hey man, make me king. Do me a solid. Poseidon agrees and gives him a sign, a perfect white bull. All Minos has to do is sacrifice the bull back to the god. Minos says sure. Then he sees the bull and suddenly it's like, wow, that's a really cool bull. So he sacrifices some shitty Timu cow instead. Now, at this point, you would expect Poseidon to strike him with lightning or turn him into a goat. Nope. Poseidon is petty as hell. He turns Minos into a cuck. Literally curses the king's wife Pasiphae so she suddenly has hots for the cow. So she summons Daedalus, the world's greatest inventor, and says, hey Daedalus, make me a perverted wooden cow suit. So that night, Pasiphae puts on her new evening wear and cow in his little pen, and comes pen, gives him a 9 months later, they have a thing. They call it the Minotaur. 50% man, 50% bull, 100% generational trauma. If you can imagine, it has some learning disabilities. For one, it would eat people. This did not play well in court, so they asked Daedalus to build a special home for the child, the labyrinth, an inescapable maze so complex that once inside, holy shit, nobody could ever return. There's metal bars. Yeah, I think this is it. The maze made feeding the creature simple. The victim enters, and the labyrinth does the rest. This is creepy. Enter Theseus, Prince of Athens, six-pack abs, total main character syndrome. Theseus arrives in Crete, and immediately King Minos' daughter, Ariadne, does what every tragic Greek woman does. Falls in love instantly with a dude whose resume is mostly just vibes. I mean, Theseus looks like a marble statue, and is about as smart as one. He has no plans, so Ariadne gives him a sword and a ball of yarn. I thought this would be funny, and also very practical. In keeping with the legend of the Minotaur, I brought as much string as I thought I could carry, but it looks like other people had the exact same idea. Look at this. Everyone else is bringing string too, or a lot of other people. By a lot of other people, I mean 5 people. Theseus goes into the labyrinth, leaves a trail of yarn, finds the Minotaur, and let's be honest, this is not some epic duel. This is a traumatized basement child with horns versus a guy with weapons and a narrative contract. Theseus kills him. Crowd cheers, statues are erected. Now, Ariadne falls in love with Theseus, gives him the yarn, gives him the sword, helps him not die horribly in a maze with a cannibal monster. How does Theseus repay her? He sails away with her to Naxos and then literally ghosts her on a beach, abandons her in her sleep. It is the first historical record of peak boy energy. And this happens in literally all of Theseus's adventures.
Hell?
Dumps queens, dumps magical nymphs,
Just
leaves a path
ditches
of
her?
emotional
What?
destruction everywhere he goes. Despite what Greek art tells us, it's important to state that Theseus is not a knight in shining armor, and the Minotaur is no more a monster than he is a victim in this whole situation. And that's the part that people forget. Being sent into the labyrinth wasn't a death sentence because the creature was strong. It's because the place itself was. It's a perfect maze designed to disorient, to strip away certainty, turn confidence into panic. And that's where the myth turns into something real. Everyone who entered the labyrinth thought they were different. None of them were, including the 4 people who died the last time this place was opened. Because the truth is, the labyrinth doesn't need a monster. It already knows how to kill you. This is a literal maze. And this ceiling really fucking sketches me out. It looks like there's a bunch of structures up there. I don't know what I just stumbled into, but this room is crazy. This is huge. These look like rampart walls. What were they doing here? Like, why go through all the effort of building giant walls here when there's solid wall behind it? Like, it's not like it's protecting it from collapse. What was this? This is bizarre. So that hole is very clearly man-made. They did that for a reason. What was the reason? And what is beyond that hole? Yeah, it's another room. So I was wondering who put all this graffiti here and if people came here regularly, but no. Right here, look, they signed it. Speleo, something in Greek, 1982. All of these markers are from the research team that came down here, but then they had to cut the project short, so they never finished mapping this place. Game plan, I found this cool little passage. It looks neat, and there's a ton of yarn going this way. And the Speleo team has been kind enough to put a bunch of arrows everywhere, so we are gonna follow their knowledge as far as it'll take us. Although this is a little scary because it looks like things collapsed on top of their yarn. You see that? That is what false security looks like. Following the researcher's yarn is how horror movies start, especially when no one ever asks why the yarn is still there.
Yeah,
I neglected to tell
that was
you
my
why
question.
people want the labyrinth to remain sealed, or how those people died. Silly me. During World War II, the Nazis weaponized the labyrinth. We'll get to that nightmare later. But when they retreated, they blew up the entrances to hide what they'd left behind. And it worked. For decades, the labyrinth remained sealed until a research team reopened it in the late 20th century, officially for a scientific survey. Which sounds responsible, until I cut to ominous music. Because the problem now isn't getting lost, it's that the labyrinth is actively trying to fall on your head.
Yeah.
The explosions destabilized the hillside, leaving the entire maze in a permanent state of collapse. Also, not everything exploded. Landmines, grenades, still buried in the rubble. After decades of chemical degradation, they only need vibration or pressure. Just one wrong step is enough to vaporize you into a fine cologne, ruining your vacation. But danger doesn't stop people. It just convinces them to follow someone else first. Adventure seekers poured in. Treasure hunters chased rumored Nazi gold. Tourists got lost. Rescue missions piled up. Then, a bomb detonated without warning. 4 people were killed. 2 were never recovered. At that point, the labyrinth stopped being an attraction and became a grave. Funding dried up, the expedition ended, and shortly thereafter, a rock slide sealed the entrance again, this time for good. Today, some still argue it should be reopened as a World Heritage Site, but In a country already constipated with cultural treasures, the authorities have already decided it's simply not worth the body bags.
That's insane.
This gives me
For how
so
legendary
much
that is.
anxiety. My heart rate right now, not because of the cave, not because of the explosives, not because of the bats with rabies. I'm scared of the fucking ceiling. This is terrifying. Look at this. This is all totally collapsed. And there's one track that leads up over this really dangerous looking scree. And then there's another track that goes down into this pit. And it looks really fucking sketchy, but it looks like there's signs of life that have gone down this instead of going up there. So I might go descend down this very ominous looking hole. Let's go.
No way, man.
Christ. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. I don't want to hit the ceiling because it is, again, very unstable. Whoa.
I can't. I would never be able to do it.
I'm really worried about these walls collapsing right now. Yeah, look at that. I gotta go down that now. All right. So, all right, we're going on all fours. Here's the truth.
This dude's lucky he didn't get caught in there.
Old this labyrinth is. We have actual evidence that it goes at least back 2,000 years. This is difficult. I'm stuck. Because the Romans used it as a quarry. Ow. Good thing I have a helmet. However, it's possible that it existed before that, when the Minoans were here, which was up to 4,000 years ago. This is very precarious. Oh no, this is scary. And now there's another one, no. This is very claustrophobic. And so far I have seen nothing. There are no clues of ancient thingy things other than walls. I want to see treasures and ancient carvings. It's probably why that lady didn't show up, because she didn't want to be bored. This is getting a little narrow. Which way do I go? I'm a bit confused. So I might be in trouble. Things were going good for a minute, and I was following the arrows and the yarn. The string seems to have been buried in rock falls. Occasionally I'll reach patches where the strings just disappear, and now the graffiti is starting to contradict itself. They're just pointing at each other. Green is affirmative, but are you trying to go to somewhere cool, or are you trying to exit? Because usually exit is red. I don't know. I'm getting overwhelmed. This is not fun anymore. So many bats. All right, I need to stop and think for a minute. I'm trying to backtrack. Wait, what? Whoa. There is writing everywhere. Everywhere. Look, even on the ceiling.
That's
wild.
Weird.
Oh my God. Is that 1425? No, can't be. That looks like it says 1425, right? This is fascinating. So all of this is graffiti. And by old graffiti, I don't mean like the 80s. I mean like, look at this. It says Joseph Corporal, 1832. And then under it says, En santé du 5 mois. And mon français n'est pas bon, but I'm pretty sure that means 5 months pregnant. Oh wait, there's a woman's name under it, Felicia Corporal. Still, girl, what are you doing in this cave when you're 5 months pregnant? Yikes. The really cool ones are hard to see. You have to like shine your light to the side. 1699.
Whoa.
That's crazy. Why does everyone write here? The chamber was a guest book. Every surface covered in names, dates, initials, some scratched with knives, some written carefully, as if they thought someone would read them later. They span centuries. The earliest go back to the 1400s, others from the 1700s, the late 1800s. Before any of the darker history that came later, this place wasn't forbidden, it was famous. In the 17 and 1800s, the labyrinth was Crete's biggest attraction. It appeared on every tourist map. People came here the way they visit the Acropolis today. And like tourists everywhere, they left their mark. Being somewhere extraordinary has a strange way of waking something in people. The need to leave proof. A human instinct that reaches for immortality, but settles on a bathroom stall. I think names are a strange thing. They don't explain who you were or why you came here. They merely say, I stood here. I existed. I made it this far. I don't know why, but it gives me great comfort seeing all of these names here, because it reassures me that for centuries people have been here and the ceiling has not fallen down on their heads. But what's unsettling isn't what's written here. It's what isn't. The signatures stop. Right around 1943. Whoa. So
Before the
we
Nazis.
have an important decision to make. It appears that the research team that has been kind enough to leave us all of these nice yarns, it appears that they have just dropped all of their thread here and gone home to watch Dancing with the Stars. And then moving forward, it doesn't look like there's any sign of activity. Perhaps this is because they ran out of time or funding, or they found something up ahead that they did not like. So we have a decision to make right now. Either A, I keep going and go deeper into the labyrinth and hopefully
Clearly
find
he has to
cool
keep going.
things. Or B, we take a hint from these experts who know exactly what they're doing and turn back and go back to the car. Okay. So, I mean, if we do come across something really bad, we can always just turn around, you know? Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna use my yarn that I brought. You wait there. You stay there. And I'm gonna tie it here to theirs, and then we're gonna move forward with my yarn. And I'm curious what's ahead. Oh, here's one. Look at this one. And why they decided to not go any further. Hyman ship, 1943. I feel like it might be a bad idea because I think they clearly learned something. Satterbauer Grubinger, 1943. But also, I want to see it. Johans, it's a bunch of names, and it is 1943. Oh, this is a mess. I'm not sure if I should show this on YouTube, but I found these.
Mm-hmm.
On the morning of May 20th, 1941, the people of Crete looked up, and the sky was full of men. Not aircraft, men. Thousands of German paratroopers were dropping from transport planes, their parachutes blooming like pale flowers against the blue Mediterranean sky. For a moment, it was almost beautiful, almost unreal. Then the shooting started. This was Operation Mercury, Hitler's gamble to seize Crete. And to the Germans, Crete wasn't just an island. It was an unsinkable aircraft carrier in the middle of the Mediterranean. Whoever controlled it could control the air routes, shipping lanes, and the road to North Africa. The Germans believed that surprise would shatter resistance, that the locals would stay inside. They were catastrophically wrong, because Crete didn't fight like an army. They fought like a people. Farmers grabbed hunting rifles. Shepherds charged with knives and clubs. Elderly men and women threw stones. In some villages, German paratroopers were killed before they ever touched the ground. For Hitler, this was unacceptable. So the Luftwaffe unleashed hell. Villages were bombed, civilians executed. Entire communities, Kondanos, Alikianos, Anayeya, erased from the map. Crete was conquered. But it was never subdued, so the Nazis adapted. They stopped moving and started burrowing. To them, the labyrinth of Crete wasn't just a myth, it was infrastructure. Ancient corridors were reinforced. Cables were run through passages cut thousands of years earlier. Sections of the maze were turned into bunkers, armories, and escape routes. When resistance fighters struck above ground, the Germans vanished below it. But the island never stopped resisting. And as the war turned against Germany, retreat became inevitable, and the labyrinth's role shifted again. Weapons that couldn't be evacuated were dragged underground. Explosives cached in side passages. Ammunition stacked in chambers never meant to hold it. Then as the Germans pulled back, they did something final. They tried to erase the entrances. Charges were set, hillsides above the labyrinth were blasted apart, and everything they couldn't take with them remained right here, Legend persists of a lost Nazi bunker that survives deep in the labyrinth. Crates of ammunition rusting into the floors, walls booby-trapped with live grenades, landmines buried beneath the rubble, growing more sensitive with each passing year. Some of it was meant to be retrieved later. Most of it never was. The war ended. The island moved on. The labyrinth did not. As you keep going deeper, the question stops being what was hidden here. It becomes what still remains behind. So it is very difficult balancing a thread, a lamp, and a camera. I think I found out why they stopped. There was a bit of a scramble up there. It was a bunch of rocks, and it looked like a dead end, but there was a little hole, and I managed to get through. I thought about turning back, but that kind of looks like walls. They don't look like the Roman quarry walls. They look more clean. Hold on, I'm stuck. This thread is a pain in the ass. Ow. These are definitely walls. This is something right here. Look at this. It looks like some type of foundation. Those look like carvings. Whoa. They look like pictographs. Those are not... If that's a labyrinth, then this is Minoan. This could be 4,000 years old. And you can tell that they are for one reason. These engravings aren't carved into the rocks. They're being pulled out of it. You see that white bloom on it? That's called efflorescence. Thousands of years ago, they carved this into the rock, and then water that's been soaked through the limestone, it deposits salt inside of those engraving lines, and slowly over time that salt builds up, fills in the engravings, and if it sits long enough, it actually pops out of the engraving. These have to be thousands of years old. I wonder who was here, what they used this place for. They're such strange symbols. After all the names and dates, these are the first markings down here that don't feel human. Whoever made them wasn't trying to be remembered. They weren't left for me to understand. The shapes are familiar. A star, a fish, an arrow. Maybe it was the guano fumes going to my head, but they seem so simple that if you just stared at them long enough, they should make sense. But they don't. They're symbols that no longer speak. Not because they were meaningless, but because they belong to a real culture, a real moment in Bronze Age life, the meaning of which has simply slipped out of human memory. What's left is a fragment that survived longer than the people who understood it. A whisper from a world that will likely never speak again. And in a cavern full of names and dates screaming for attention, that might be the loudest thing I've found down here. At least, so far. It's very slow to move because this thread is so tangled. Can I squeeze through there? I think I can. This is kind of scary. Look at this rock that looks like it's about to fall. I'm gonna do this very quickly. Okay. Oh, Lord. That is crazy. Look at these walls. Oh, is that pottery? This is so cool. Wow. All right, I'm geeking out. This is ancient pottery. Wow. Not to get nerdy on you, but I don't think that this is Minoan pottery because they would actually paint their pottery. They didn't really carve it. This looks more Roman. See that? That's called combware. So it was really thick. It was cheap to make. This was like day-to-day pottery, which means that they use this space. This could be a cooking implement. I have no idea what it's for, but I don't know. What were they doing down here? There's my rope. Okay, let's go. Gluck, more pottery. This time a handle. I gotta be honest, I actually find this a bit disconcerting. Cause like, if all of this stuff is just sitting here, what if nobody's been down this part of the labyrinth in like 2,000 years? Because like if something bad does happen, there's a chance no one's coming to get me.
I would be terrified down there.
Shall we continue?
Ah.
So bad news. I've reached the end of my second to last roll of thread.
Oh,
so I have one spool left. This looks relatively straight. So I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save the last spool in case of an emergency. And then if I do get up to any forks, so we have a fork, then I'll just make like little cairns. Look at her, she's gorgeous. So that I can just backtrack safely and I'll know which way I came from. So I think that that works. All right. I am at a place that makes me quite nervous. There's collapse everywhere, but here it's like big boy collapse. Like this is huge chunks. Whatever happened here was violent. Those slabs are like 2 feet thick. I think that we're approaching the Nazi bunker. And I think that this could possibly be an after effect of those blasts. I'm going to proceed with high caution now because this does not look like a happy place. I'm not in a silly mood. What is this? Oh my god, there's a hole. Look at that. In the ceiling. It looks sketchy to reach though. Oh. Yeah. It does lead somewhere. Okay.
Man.
Whoa. This is scary. That's a tight squeeze up there. I think that this is the only way forward because everything else is all dead ends. This looks like one of those squeezes where it doesn't look that bad until you're like halfway through it and then realize that you're jammed and that you can't turn around. So I gotta do it though. We're gonna do it.
Oh,
this
buddy.
Is precarious. Oh wow.
Oh, buddy.
Okay. Why am I doing this? Oh Christ. Well, it's quite simple really. Because I must feel like Indiana Jones at all times. Ah, shit. Or I become, oh no, incapacitated.
There's nothing there at that point.
Like, it's so tight, I can't even crawl. I'm like worm crawling right now. Okay, so update. Remember what I said about being in a squeeze that's so tight that you realize you can't turn around? That. I am in a tube right now, and I can't even lift my head right now. Like, look at my feet. The problem right now is that it is literally so tight that my backpack doesn't fit. I dropped it back there, and I'm trying to reach it, but I have the flexibility of like a Lego figure, and there's boulders in the way. We have two options now. I actually can't even turn around, so that rules out that option. I am breaking every rule of caving right now. You should never do this. Honestly, joking aside, that backpack has my water, my backup batteries, my extra lights, my food, my first aid kit in case something happens, but I literally, I can't even reach it. So I'm just gonna keep going forward and then see what's on the other end of this, and then on my way back, I'll grab it.
Bro, you're insane.
So on we go.
If you're stuck, what?
The labyrinth has one last story that I need to tell you. Perhaps the most important one of all. It begins after Theseus escapes, when King Minos realizes what's been taken from him and decides that someone must pay. Holy shit. The inventor Daedalus is summoned. He expects death. What he receives instead is something far more precise. It goes so far. Oh, this is gonna be a nightmare. Minos understands Daedalus better than anyone ever has. He knows the architect can survive pain, survive shame, survive losing everything that he's built. There's one thing that he cannot survive: watching his child suffer. So the sentence is simple. Daedalus is thrown back into the labyrinth that he designed, but this time, his son is sent with him. The maze closes. Stone folds inwards. Light thins. Corridors repeat. This is not a punishment meant to kill. It's meant to last. To force a father to watch his child waste away in a prison with no door. To let love do the work that hunger and darkness could not. It's very hard to breathe down here. I think I'm bleeding. Time stretches. The boy grows quiet, but his gaze keeps drifting upwards. Long before collapse and ruin, parts of the labyrinth were built to breathe. Narrow shafts climbed to the surface, letting air and fragments of light deep underground. Birds nested here. Feathers drifted down slowly, collecting in the dark. If I find a place where I can turn around, I'm gonna turn around. Actually, no. I'm gonna keep going. I've come this far. Days passed, then weeks.
This
The
dude's
boy grows
insane.
thin. Daedalus grows afraid. He understands the truth now. The sea lies just beyond the walls. Freedom is so close he can hear it, but still unreachable. The labyrinth was built to confuse men on the ground, but it was never meant to hold the sky. So Daedalus does the only thing he has ever known how to do. He builds. Wax scraped from torches, thread pulled from his own clothes, feathers gathered one by one from the air above. He works at night, in silence. It's opening up. The wings come together imperfectly. Fragile, human, enough. Before they try, Daedalus kneels before his son. Fly too low and the sea will dampen the wings. Fly too high and the sun will melt the wax. Stay between them. Stay with me. Oh my God. Look. Look. It's a room. And then they leap. Stone falls away. The labyrinth collapses into geometry. The boy feels it immediately. The lift, the weightlessness, the sudden impossible absence of limits. He laughs as he climbs, higher than stone, higher than fear, higher than his father's voice. Above him, warmth feels like freedom, and the wax begins to soften. That looks not Roman. Daedalus calls for him to descend, to stay between, but the wind takes his words. The sun grows hotter, wax melts, feathers loosen. Do I do it? One by one at first, then faster. The boy notices, not too late, just late enough to understand. We need to be very careful about where we step. His wings unravel in open air. Daedalus reaches for his son, his voice breaking. Icarus! The sun blinds him. He hears the scream before he sees the fall, a shape against the light, and a streak. And then, nothing. At such a height, the sea is no longer water. It meets Icarus like granite. Daedalus watches helplessly as his child shatters against the waves, and the sea closes over him without ceremony. No one ever learns it the first time. That's literally blasted metal infused into the wall. I'm a bit nervous to walk on this because, oh, I just got goosebumps. Because a lot of these weapons were live. They buried them live. And
yeah, dude.
That looks like a missile. That looks like an exploded missile head. Oh, jeez. This is all concrete. I think this is the bunker. This makes me nervous. There's like metal everywhere. I've always been drawn to places that the world decided to seal shut. That looks nefarious. I used to tell myself it was because they were sealed, that someone wanted them buried. Oh. But the truth is, I'm simply drawn to the thrill of uncertainty, to the flicker of danger that follows. Holy shit. Maybe we all are. We're drawn to what the world warns us not to touch.
Are those warheads?
To feel the earth tilt beneath us. To brush against something larger than our lives. To see how close we can get without falling.
Were there missile
It's why people have been
casings?
coming here
What
for
were those?
centuries. It's why their names still cling to the walls. It's why you click this video. The world doesn't fence off ordinary places. So when a place is sealed, when it's silenced, when it's erased, you can't help but wonder what survived inside. Humans were never built to ignore mysteries. We lean towards them the way plants lean towards light. A dark tunnel, a sealed door. I'm a bit concerned right now. A place the world decided was too dangerous to enter. Look at this, this is a blast zone. That is completely unstable. But down here, that curiosity has a record. Oh! It left names on the walls. Way to go. It left weapons under the rubble. And it left people who never came back. Because the pull never feels like a decision. Just a little higher. It's a grenade. A little closer. Those are grenades. That one's still in its casing, which means it's still alive. And some of them aren't detonated, which means there could be some underneath all of this collapsed rubble. Ascent never feels like a leap. It keeps going. Feels like momentum. The real test isn't in rising, but in knowing when to stop chasing the sun. Getting out of here.
Was he just ready, or did he?
Why I didn't turn back sooner?
Did he see something?
You already know the answer. You're still watching. Hey, it's the end of the video. You survived the labyrinth, all 42 minutes of it. If you enjoyed that video and would like to see more, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It really helps me out. Or leave a comment. The algorithm likes that, and it fuels my fragile creative ego. Next stop, Serbia. We're hunting vampires. Real ones.
Dude, that was great. Yeah, I'm going to follow this guy. That was a really good video. I was engaged the entire time. I was only going to watch half of that, and I ended up watching the entire thing. So, yeah, shout out to that dude. Backpackology with Steve McDonald. Yeah, I'll give him a like and a subo. Yeah, that was really good. That was interesting as hell. And yeah, it seemed like the Nazis, like, they literally went after everything that they're like, anything occultish. They had their hands in it. It's like they didn't skip over anything. But yeah, super interesting. All right, guys. I'm a little over. I gotta get rolling. You guys have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow.